Eddie, I suppose first of all, I've got to ask, not being the world champion anymore, how does that feel right now?
It doesn't feel as good as when I was a world champion, that's for sure. It's taken some adjustment, some time to get, well, I don't want to say I'm getting used to it, but just some time to realize that I am not the champ. But, I plan on getting that title back very soon.
And when you were the champion, how did that feel? Obviously, you've had spells before as a singles champion in other companies, but the first time having that honour in Impact Wrestling, how big an achievement was that for yourself?
Oh man, it was huge. It was a dream come true, really. And honestly, it was like a dream. The moment it happened. After beating Lashley and holding that belt and realizing that truly was my championship. It's a huge accomplishment because it's a dream and it's a goal I set for myself years ago. I wanted to be the TNA World Champion, and it finally came true. I couldn't have been happier.
And looking at the series of matches you're having with Lashley, how much do you enjoy working with him? Because there does seem to be some decent chemistry between the two of you.
Yeah, I enjoy working with him, or just get my ass beat. It's been fun and painful, but Lashley's obviously a freak, just a natural freak. Supreme talent. He can do anything in there with the caliber athlete that he is. I feel that we bring the best out of each other. Hopefully he feels that way, but myself being in there with him, I know that I can only bring my best, because if not, I basically won't survive. So I have to make sure I do that, and I do enjoy beating him up, as I'm sure he enjoys beating me up.
And looking at being a tag champion as well, obviously with Davey Richards, what are the differences between, holding yourself in the ring as a singles competitor and being in a tag team?
Well, the great thing about being a tag team, especially for myself and Davey, I know when I'm in the ring and Davey's there that he has my back, and I can always count on, him being for me. And I know that we're going to have our chemistry, and I know that when I want to go left, he's going to go left. When I go right, he's going to go right. That's just, that's the state of mind that we have, and that's just the chemistry we have as a tag. And as far as being single, I just have to, it's all on me, which is, a whole nother level of awesomeness, because I have to rely on myself. I get to put that pressure on myself. If I lose, it's on me. If I don't have my best match I can have, that's on me, and that's just that added bit of pressure. Especially being the world champion, that's the added pressure as well. I want to represent the company to the best of my ability. I want to be a true world champion. I want to have the best matches on the card. So, it's the same type of pressure that myself and Davey put on us, the same pressure that I put on myself.
And when comparing the two, is the one you enjoy more? Or is it a case that, both being a single or a tag team, you just enjoy them equally?
I enjoy doing them equally, because there's things that I would never be able to do as a singles wrestler that we get to do as a tag, and there's stuff I couldn't do as a tag wrestler when I'm doing a single. So I really enjoy doing either or, and I hope that I continue to do both. And, I told people that I will do a tag match on the same show as I defend my world title on. That's how much I believe in what we're doing as far as the tag team, and how much I believe in what I can do as a singles wrestler.
And looking at Impact Wrestling, obviously 2017 already has seen a lot of new changes, new people coming in backstage, new management as well. How exciting is it to be a part of that and to know that, the plans are in place for the future?
Oh, it's a great feeling. It's a really nice feeling. At our last set of tapings, was the first taping of the new change, the new management. And, people, you could feel it in the air, you could sense it. It was very appropriate, because it was, freshly after the new year, and that's how it felt. It was a new beginning for Impact. We get to start all over. We get to show what we can do to everybody once again, and try to take the company to the next level, which, everybody has that same goal, and it's a great feeling when we can look at the guy to our left and to the right and know that we want the very best for this company, and we want to do everything we can to take it to the next level.
And looking at people who've come in, obviously Jeff Jarrett, the the founder of the company. It must be a nice feeling to have him there backstage because the product means so much to him.
Yeah, I mean it's really great because myself and David, we came in to TNA. We missed Jeff was gone by then, obviously. So and I've always heard nothing but great things about him behind the scenes, and just about him as a person. And we met him. I met him, numerous times throughout, recently, and I wrestled with him a couple of times as well. So I always had the utmost respect for him, and now that he's back with the company, it's an exciting time again because the things that he's capable of and the great wrestling mind that he has, we can only do great things.
And I mean, you look at the end of 2016. Was there any, backstage? Was there any uncertainty about the future? Just because obviously, it seemed like there were rumours flying about where the direction of the company.
No, the thing is about wrestlers, man. Well, I guess I could speak for myself, and I know Davey feels the same way. That wrestlers are gonna wrestle. That's what we do. We can't concern ourselves with things that are going on behind the scenes that we can't control. And I'm very much that way. In life, like if I can't control it, I'm not gonna stress myself out about it. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna do whatever I can do that's in my control. And rumors are just that, man. Like rumors, people are always gonna be saying things, and you can't listen to it, can't pay attention to it because half of what you hear is not true, and less than that is true when you read on the internet. So we just go about our business, and we were always told, and I always firmly believed that we were gonna keep going in the right direction. There was never any uncertainty as far as that.
And looking at the injury, you've mentioned him in Davey when he picked up that injury a few months ago. How big a blow was that for yourself and for him? Obviously, you've gone on and had that singles run, but the initial impact of that, how big a blow was it?
And it was huge. We were actually on a roll at the time. We were really hitting our groove as far as tag team, and it's funny because we've been a tag team for so long, but yet every time we're in the ring, it feels like something clicks a bit more, and somehow our chemistry grows a bit more. And so the more that we're in the ring together, the better we are, the better we become. And I feel like we were really flowing at the time. And then the injury happened, and it was a shock. It was a real shock to the system, and Davey was devastated, of course, and I was devastated because it's just first of all, you never want to see that happen to your friend, or basically see that happen to my brother out there, to see that injury happen, and then to know how badly he wants to be in the ring, but he's not able to. So I took pride in trying to represent the Wolves the best I could as a singles wrestler, for not only for myself, but for Dave and the rest of Wolves Nation.
And obviously, you and Davey were in a bit of a feud with Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero. I mean, them two, the characters that they've developed, it's been incredible. What's it been like in the ring with them? Because obviously they've taken it to the next level in some respects.
Right, it is awesome. Like the fact that they're just pure genius. That's the only thing you can say, just pure genius. Because the stuff that Broken Matt is coming up with, the stuff that Brother Nero Jeff is doing, it's absolute next level. I don't know, how it came about, or how these ideas, how they manifest themselves, but they do, and it's been awesome to see because they've reinvented themselves over and over and over, and they have adapted, they have adjusted, they have adapted again, and somehow they are just on top of the world. They're on top of their game, and the in-ring, being in the ring with them, it's a great feeling because the fans are truly loving what they're doing right now. To be on the ring with something like that, it's truly a special feeling. So just to be able to be a part of it, be able to, I was lucky enough to be a part of the Apocalypto at the Hardy compound, and I got to wrestle on a volcano and get steered through a door, and it's things that I never thought I'd be doing as a wrestler. I've been able to do, and it's been a very unique time, but it's been a great time.
And would you say they're the favourite tag team you faced in the company?
Yeah, well, I would say the Hardys as well as Team 3D, especially when we did our best of series. I think those are real highlights of me and Davey's tag career for sure.
And looking at when you were growing up, who were the inspirations for yourself in the industry? Who did you want to model yourself on?
Yeah, well, when I was a youngster, a young child growing up, of course I was, a fan of the Hogans and Warriors and Macho Mans and, all those guys back in the day. But then when I realized later on in my teenage years that I wanted to be a wrestler and I was obsessed with it and I was studying and I would watch everything I can. Guys like, Eddie Guerrero, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, like even Mick Foley and just, I didn't want to ever model myself after one wrestler. I wanted to be the first Eddie Edwards, but I wanted to have, a little bit of everybody, a little bit of all my role models, all my inspirations, have them put together, mix them up, and just have it, come out of the oven as Eddie Edwards. That was always my goal. And there's so many guys that I respect, especially like even the Japanese legends like Misawa and Kobashi, guys that, I watched growing up. They all played a part in how I want to portray myself in the ring.
And obviously, you're here in the UK right now. How important do you think the audience is for Impact Wrestling in the UK? Because obviously, there's the new TV outlet where fans can watch it live at the same time in the US, and that market seems to be growing.
Yeah, it's huge. The tours that Impact has done over here in the UK have always been an absolute pleasure to do, and they've been the highlight. Teenage year, we could count on coming over here and having, shows in front of some of the best fans there are. So now that the fact that we have the app for the fans, it's almost like I know myself, I feel like it's a company where we're able to give back to the UK fans for everything they've done for us, for everything the UK fans have given us as far as, being great fans and, supporting the product. This app is to give to them and try to pay them back for all they've done for us, and I hope the fans realize that this is a special time in, not only in Impact, but in wrestling, to have all this content, that it's a great opportunity, and you need to make sure you take advantage of that.
Obviously, you've performed in the UK, you've obviously performed in the US as well. Do you notice a difference with the fans in terms of, when you're in the ring, that maybe the UK fans are a bit more noisy, you could say?
I would say, yeah, definitely at times, UK fans, they can be quite rowdy, which is, it makes for an awesome environment to have the fans fully invested and, chanting and cheering and booing and yelling and cursing, it makes it feel, it makes you, when you're in the ring, get to take it up a notch, because you have that adrenaline flowing and you got to give those fans what they deserve, and that's nothing but the best.
And when looking at UK and Impact Wrestling, for yourself, would you want to come back and wrestle maybe on a pay-per-view with Impact Wrestling in the UK?
Most definitely. I think that would be, an amazing idea, and especially to come over here, like I said, it's almost like to give back to the fans for all they've done for us. We can come back and give them a pay-per-view and to have, because we would be, anytime you're on a pay-per-view, you go out there and you want to absolutely destroy it. You want to put on the greatest matches of all time, and to be able to do that in front of, a rowdy and ruckus crowd in the UK, I think it would be nothing but the best. I think they deserve it. I know I'm speaking for myself, but I know from all the other guys that I talked to, we would love to do that over here. Love it.
And then finally, Eddie, just going forward for yourself, if there was one person that you think will be the rising star of the company right now, who do you think it'd be?
Man, that's so tough. It's tough. There's, so many talented guys, but I'm going to say DJ Zima. He's been, the stuff that he has done for the X Division recently has been, otherworldly, and just what he can do in that ring and the talent he has and the mind he has. Not to mention that he's just, a straight up great dude and one of my best friends in Impact. So I'm a bit biased, but that doesn't change the fact of, anything he can do in the ring. So I expect, nothing but big things from him.